Hello everyone. So first of all, my name is Abdul Rauf, and in this video we will talk about Git. So basically this will be the third video about the web development with Python playlist. Okay. So let's start with our video with what is a Git. Git is a version control software we use to control the versions of code we upload on the internet. So for example, if you have some code, you upload on the internet, and then you do some changes on the code, and then after changing the code you upload that code again on the internet, and then if you want to get back old code that you uploaded before and you want to get that one, it will be very difficult to track the changes. You should do the text, like you can first you can write the code, then you copy that code and save it on your file, and then you do another change and then you create a new file for that and you copy paste, and this will be a very complex task. So that's why we use software like Git to keep track the code of code we changes. Okay. So basically, for example, you create a file like this first ABC, and then you assign the variables and then a value 1 2 3, and then you assign the add the new line, you add a new line to the code, and then you assign the D value to the 4. Okay, so now you have the two code versions, and if you want to add another line, or you want to remove the line like C or the B, you remove that line, and then it will be your third change of the code. Okay, so after that you upload that on the internet or in the server, and then another collab of you or your people or partner or a collaborator or a project member is also changing the code like this, and then there will be some confusions, like if it had a C and you had the B, or you had the C, like if you had some more changes and it had some more changes. So the file should modify both codes and create a one specific one and synchronize both code of the different people. So this will be controlled by the Git version control software. Okay, so now here you can see, if we do not want to lose the data, the previous code like this, it will all will be controlled by the Get is a very powerful tool for that, and you can revert back to the old version of code too, as I already mentioned. So now you can see, if you want to go back to the this line, or after you want to go back to the first version, you can go back to. So basically Git is like a terminal or a command line software that will be very complex for someone to use. So that's why we use as app or application for for over the Git, which is known as the GitHub. GitHub is a very friendly software for the purposes of storing data on the internet, and you can use the Git to the things are same, but Get is very popular these days for coding and other uh, types of things. For example, you can use Get for GitHub Copilot, corporations, and for example, open source softwares and etc. All the stuffs are nowadays going on GitHub. There are other softwares too, but GitHub is very popular these days. So basically, if you want to clone a repository from GitHub, you can use a command like get clone. So you can clone a repository. For example, if you want to clone a repository from GitHub, you use a command like get clone the specific you are getting, or you are copying from the GitHub URL. Okay, so the simple example is like that. You want to for example, there is a code in the server like this, and you want to copy the code of this. You can use the get clone URL, and you get the same version of code that was on the server on your PC. So you can add like you can add the file. If you add some changes and you want to add that file again to the server, you can use a command like add. Get add will add the command to the software. For example, you can again use a command like get head file name you are using. For example, I am using food.py. You can use any other, for example, hello.py, anything, and you can see a message like changes to be committed modified food.py in the terminal. Okay, then you can use a comment, for example, to remind you that it was the change you created. For example, you use the get.comment.m is a message, and then the message. For example, you add the new line, you write the get comment.m, add a new line, you add a new line, your code, and then you can add the changes to the server. Okay, so the third or fourth command is the get status, will give the your status of the code. For example, if you apply get status, you will get the status of your code. For example, which branch you are, when you publish, what are the changes you made, and etc, the stuff like that. You can get some full logout of your code. Okay, so after that, the doing changes, cloning, adding changes, committing, then you can push your changes to the server. For example, you use the command like get push, it will push your changes to the server. For example, you use the get push, it will push your code to the server, and it will store your new version to the code. Okay, so you can also pull back the changes. For example, if you edit changes online on the GitHub, there is a, like, there is an idea on the GitHub too. You add changes there, and if you want to pull back to your Visual Studio Code on your PC, you can use command like get pull. It will give you the changes you do. Okay, so you can use get pull, and you get the changes you do on the server online. Okay, so now there is problems too for this. For example, merge conflicts. For example, if you add some changes on the online server and you added new changes on the same section of code on your PC and other changes, so that will give the merge conflict error. So you see there's a, for example, I am on the online server using b as 2, and uh, in my machine I'm using b is equal to 0. If I commit or pull the change to the server, online server, or the GitHub clone or GitHub repository, it will give you the error. For example, it will ask what you want b to be, 2 or 0. So then you can get a message like this, and you can easily change it to b or 0, whatever you want it to be. Okay, so yeah, this is the merge concept we saw. So after that, you can use a get reset command, which will reset the code to a previous version if you want to. For example, if you want to come go to the first version, you can use hard get reset slash slash hard command, and it will give you the previous version. Or if you want to a specific version or a specific branch, you can use the hard, and then you use the some parameters. Okay, so yeah, you can use that to go to the next version or previous version. Okay, so yeah, after that, let's see some branches, why we use branching. So for example, your code in the start is like linear. First you start your video, code with the first comment, and then you add some changes, and you add more changes, and then you start a new feature, and then you keep working, and when you stop working and you want to go back, like this feature is not worth it, and you go back, then it will be very hard. That's why we use branching help us to branch the code into two sections or three sections. For example, if you want to add new feature, you can add a new branch there, and you can work on that, and if it doesn't work out very well, you can go back to your old branch, and it will doesn't work, like it was nowhere to you. And if if your feature work out very well, you can merge the branch together. Okay, so yeah, this is known as the branching. So for branching, we have the uh, what we call it, commands like get branch. It will give you the branch, which branch you are. For example, you are in a main branch or any other branch, and you can check out another branch too using the get checkout function, which will give you other branches too, and then you can merge both together with get merge. It will merge the branches like this. Okay, so yeah, this was the simple introduction to get and GitHub. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I talk about Python, I guess. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye and take care.